Good evening, everyone. My voice is clear. My voice is clear. This is your task to
Yes,
class, right? This is your task to class, right? Okay.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. So first of all, I'll give you the description of your task 2, which is this task involves using the pandas library to manipulate data, and your responsibility is to load a CSV file into a pandas data frame, and you have to perform operations like filtering data based on conditions, handling missing values, and calculating summary statistics. Okay. So this is your description and responsibility of your task 2. Now we'll look your task to code. Here's my Jupyter screen. Okay. So in this, first task is to import the Panda library into your Jupyter notebook. So you have to write the syntax, which is import pandas as PD. Okay. So Panda library is a basic library in which there are many inbuilt functions like info, describe, read, many function. Okay, many basic functions. So we have to import pandas library every time. Okay. Then your second task is to load a CSV file into your Jupyter notebook. That CSV, that Excel file into your Jupyter notebook. Okay. So how to do this? You have to first create a variable name. It depends on you. Any variable name you can create here. I've created data. Then you have to use equals to pd.feed underscore CSV function. Okay. You have to use this function. Then inside the parentheses and in between the inverted commas, you have to copy the location part of your CSV file. Okay. So how to copy the location part? First of all, you have to go on your downloads part. Okay. On your downloads part, and you have to look that CSV file in your downloads part. My CSV file is, yeah, here. So my CSV file is here. So you have to click on this, then you have to click right here. Okay. Okay. So how to load a CSV file? You have to go to the downloads part. Okay, where your file is downloaded. Then you have to click here and you have to click right. You have to click right here and you have to go in properties. This properties part. Okay, you have to go in properties. See my cursor. Here you have to go this properties part, then this kind of page will occur. Then you have to first copy this location part. Okay, this location part you have to copy and you have to paste it here. And don't forget to add double slashes in between. Okay, after the downloads you have to add this double slash, and in between two you have to add the double slashes. Okay, then you have to copy this title part and you have to paste it here. Okay, then you have to copy this title part and you have to paste it here till here. Then don't forget to add .csv in the end, because this is your type of file. This is your CSV comma separated file. So you have to, here this is your syntax, you have to write .csv in the end. Okay, so by copying this location part, you have to paste it here, and then copy this title part and you have to paste it here, and you have to use .csv in the end. You have to use double slashes in between till downloads. Okay, so this is how you can load a CSV file into your Jupyter notebook. Okay, now we'll use some of the function for analyzing our data set. Okay, so here is the first function, which is type data. So if this type function will tell you the type of your data. So this type of your data set is pandas.co.frame.dataframe. Okay, this is your type of data set. Now by using the data.info function, you can generate a concise summary of your data set. Concise summary means that what's the column name of our data set, and how many rows and how many columns are present in our data set. Okay, so by using the info function, you can see the concise summary of your data set. Okay, so here's the concise summary of your data set. which is showing you all the column names, which is observation, Y kappa, chip rate, BFCM ratio, blow flow. Okay, and some of the rows, top 5 rows and bottom 5 rows, it is showing you. Okay, then comes, it will show you how many rows and how many columns are present in your data set. So 324 rows and 23 columns are present in your data set. Okay, so this is basically the concise summary of your data set. Now, by using the another function which is describe. Okay, so this describe function will give you the descriptive statistics of your data set. Okay, what is the meaning of descriptive statistics? Means it will give you the answer of these of your data set, which is count, min, std, min, 25%, 50%, 75%, max. Okay, so it will show you the descriptive statistics of your data set, that what is the count, what is the mean, what is the std min, 25% of your each column. Okay, so y kappa column count is this, y kappa column mean is this. Okay, and chip rate column mean is this. So it's basically a describe function will tell you the descriptive statistics of your data set. Okay, now till here we have analyzed our data set, that how many rows and what is the concise and descriptive statistics of a data set, and how many rows and how many columns are there in our data set. Okay, and column names too, we have analyzed it. Okay, then our main task is to clean our data set. So here first cleaning process is dropping the duplicate rows. Okay, you know the meaning of duplicate, like that particular thing which is occurring more than one time, that meaning is duplicate. Okay, so we have to remove that duplicate rows that containing the one values many times. Okay, so for this you have to use that variable name first, which is data, then dot, you have to use drop underscore duplicates function for removing the duplicate rows. Okay, so here is our data, which is our clean data. Here there are no duplicate rows in our data set right now. Okay, so how to check? See here, you can see the answer here. 324 rows were before, but now the rows is 301. It means the duplicate rows is removed from our data set. Okay, this is how you can remove the duplicate rows. Okay, so this is your first cleaning part is done. Okay, now we have to check that whether there are null values present in our data set or not. So basically what is null value? Null value is basically the empty value, the empty space in our data set in a particular column. See, this is the name, these all are null values. Okay, it's empty value, there are no value here. Okay, so we have to handle this, we have to fill this null value for cleaning our data set more. Okay, so first step is done, which is removing duplicate rows. Now we have to check whether there are null values or not, and how many null values are present in our data set, then we have to clean it. Okay, so for this, for checking whether there are null values or not, we have to use is null function. Okay, we have to use is null function. So is null function will give you answer in the boolean form. It will give you true if there are null values present, otherwise it will give you false. Okay, so all are false, but here are true, means here are null values present. Okay, so this is how you can check. Also, the another method for checking by using the is null dot sum function. So what sum function will do? Sum function will sum the null values of particular column and it will give you an answer. So 0 null values are present in the observation Y kappa column, 4 null values are present in the chip rate column, 14 null values are present in the BFCM ratio. Okay, so this function will tell you all the null values that are present in each column. Okay, then comes the not null function. So basically this not null function is just the opposite of the is null function. It will give you true if the value is not null. Okay, and it will give you false if the values are null. Okay, so it's just the opposite of the is null function. Now we are using the another function, which is null dot sum and dot sum. Here are two sums. So basically these two sums will sum all the null values present in our data set. So basically this will sum all the null values. It will these two sums will all the null values present in our data set, and then it will show you the result. So here is the 352 total null values present in our data set. Okay. So now till here we have analyzed that for sure there are null values present in our data set. Okay. Now our task is to handle these null values. Okay. We have to fill this null values. So there are three methods for filling these null values. First is this. You have to First is this, you have to use that variable name which is data. Then you have to use dot fill any function, which means fill null values. And in the parentheses you have to mention value equal any value that you going to be passed here. That value is going to be filled in the place of null values. Okay. So here I've used 0. It means 0 is going to be filled the place of null value. See here. Okay. So this is how you can fill your null values. This is the first method. Now we look on the second method, which is method equal pad. This is your forward filling, and method equal bfill. This is your backward filling. So what is forward and backward filling? First of all, here is our original data set. Okay. So just see my cursor. My cursor is at 15.167 value. So in forward filling, this value 15.167 value will going to be filled forward in forward direction. So this value will come here, here and here too. Okay. And in backward filling, this 14.308 value will going to be filled in backward direction. So this value will come here, here and here. Okay. Similarly for this value in forward filling will come here, 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 and this in backward filling will come here, here and here. Okay. So this is your forward and backward filling. So for forward filling, you have to use method equal pad. Okay. And here is the result. 15.167 value is here, here and here. And in backward filling you have to use just bfill method. Okay. Now this bfill, after using that backward filling method, 14.308 value is here, here and here. Okay. So this is the second, this is your second, and this is your third method for filling your null values. Okay. So till here we have fill our null values, and there are no null values present in our data set now. Okay. Now we will transform our data set more. We will clean our data set more. Okay. So for this you have to first import all the necessary libraries again. So here pandas we already imported. Now we'll import two more library, which is first import numpy as np. Okay. So basically, then this NumPy library is used for handling the numeric data type. Okay, these all are the numeric data types. Okay, so for this we have to install NumPy library, and second is from SkyPy import sets. So SkyPy is another cool library which is useful for statistical and algorithm multiplication or mathetion. Okay, so this SkyPy library is used for mathematical calculation. Okay, and inside the SkyPy library there are many inbuilt function which is used for, which is our stats. This is for statistics, linear regression, etc. Okay, so this is basically for statistical and mathematical calculation. Okay, so we have to first import necessary libraries. Then what we will do for cleaning our data set more, we will detect the outlier and will remove the outlier using the IQR method. Okay, so first of all, what is outlier? Okay, so basically outliers are unwanted data that we don't want in our data set. For example, just look my cursor. Here is the y-axis and here is the x-axis of the scatter plot. Okay, so what is scatter plot? Scatter plot is basically a plot which is an representation of the dot formation. Okay, so here is the y-axis and here is the x-axis. So here are all the dots of your data set values. Okay, but if you will see one dot here, here or here. Okay, so that is very far away from our majority of the data. So this will termed as the outlier. This can alter your accuracy of your data set for calculating the accuracy or anything of your data set. So we have to handle these outlier. So for handling outlier we have to use IQR method. So what is IQR? IQR full form is interquartile range. Okay, so it basically gives you a particular range and your data should be between this range only. If your data is not in between this range, then it will be termed as outlier. Then that outlier will going to be removed from your data set. Okay, and also this IQR only work in the numeric data type. Okay, but here all are the numeric data types except the observation column. It's in the datetime format. Okay, so for this we have to remove this observation column from our data set. So for removing the observation column, we have to use dot drop function and we have to call the observation column in the square brackets. So here the x is equal 1 means we are doing the deletion part in the columns, not in the rows. If here x is equal 0, then means we are doing in the rows. Okay. So here x is equal 1 means we are doing in the columns. Okay. We are doing changes in the columns. And here in place equal true means we are committing the changes permanently. Okay, means we are committing the changes permanently. So for this we have to use this. Now here is our result of the columns. Here are no observation column present. Okay, now we'll find the IQR value. So IQR, this is the fixed formula for finding the IQR of each column. You have to use Q1 equal data2 dot quantile 0.25, then Q3 equal data2 dot quantile 0.75, and IQR is Q3 minus Q1 print IQR. So these are the IQR range of each particular column. Okay, Y kappa, chip rate, BSCM ratio, etc. So it says that your data set value should be in between 25th to 75th percentile only. Your data set value should be in between this range only. Okay, so here is the IQR and this is your fixed IQR formula, which says if your data is less than this formula, which is Q1 minus 1.5 into IQR. 1.5 into IQR basically generates a wall. Okay, for the outlier. And if your data is greater than this formula, if your data is less than or greater than dot any, this any function will check that these formula will work only in the appropriate values. Okay, and here x is equal 1 means columns. Okay, so here if your data is less than this formula or greater than this formula, then it will be going to be termed as outlier. Then we have to remove that outlier. Okay, so here is our result, which is a proper clean data set. There are no outliers, no null values, no duplicate rows. Okay, so this is our clean data set. Okay, now here is the descriptive summary statistics of our clean data set by using the function describe. So this is our descriptive statistics of our clean data set. Okay, so yes, this was all your task 2. I'm giving you brief once again. First of all, you have to import the Panda library. Then you have to load a CSV file into your Jupyter notebook. Then you have to use some of the function like type, info, describe function for analyzing your data set. Then you have to drop the duplicate rows by using this function. Then you have to check whether there are null values present or not. If there are null values present, then you have to fill. This is the first method for filling null values. This is your second method for filling null value, which is forward filling. This is your third method for filling null value, which is backward filling. Okay. Then after filling your null values, you have to transform your data set mode. So for this, you have to import these two library and you have to detect the outlier using IQR. The outlier is unwanted data and IQR specifies a specific range and your data set value should be in between this range. So this is how you can drop the observation column because that is in the datetime format. So this is your fixed IQR formula and this is your formula which says if your data is less than or greater than this formula, then it will be termed as outlier and it's going to be removed from our data set. Okay, and here is the proper descriptive statistics of your data set, clean statistics of your clean data set. Okay, so yes, this was all your task 2. These things you have to do